ASMR. I started streaming later in the day because I felt like people were more able to tune in at that time, and that during the day, people didn't really seem to have time to watch videos. Hi, Jared. It's good to see you. Thank you for coming. This evening, we're going to be doing the water signs. So that is Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. Hi. So I'm going to start with the sign of Cancer. And if you would like to go ahead and set your intention for the reading and start focusing on that as I shuffle the cards. And Cancer, if you would take some deep breaths or breathe in a way that helps you to relax. Slowly and rhythmically. And I'll be done shuffling the cards very soon. All right, Cancer, I am almost done shuffling for you. And now we're going to pick some cards. I like to have my eyes closed for that, so I'm not influenced by the front or the back designs. Burger King menu. Why is that coming into my head? Something about a kid's menu, maybe a kid's meal, and I heard Burger King specifically. I haven't been to a Burger King in years and years. So we'll start out with this stack of cards, and we can always pull some more if we feel like it. I will put down the timestamp. Okay. So let's get started. The first card for you, Cancer, is the Undaunted. Now, this card can be about your perseverance We're going to look at the situations in which you have persevered recently. We have the traitor, and we also have the devil. The traitor card is similar to the hermit card contextually. But as for the meaning of the card, it's a little bit different. It has more to do with the reverse being false devotion. It has more to do with a lack of loyalty to others, perhaps selfishness, and that being the isolating factor. That through one's retrospection, one might become a better person. So that's what we see here with the traitor card and the devil being influenced by this. We have the Two of Swords reversed. So a choice that's been taken away from you could have to do with motherhood, with the Empress here. That's possible. It could have to do with your mother becoming a mother. It can also have to do with long-term projects and reaping the rewards of those. And that could have been a choice that you made a very long time ago, Cancer. And now that project has come to fruition. We have the Knight of Swords here. So something coming in quickly. It could be the fruition of this long-term project. We have a couple of cards with cats on them back to back. That's really cute. They're showing up reversed, but it's the Queen of Strays and the Three of Cups. These are very social cards. Cats are somewhat social animals. I do think a lot of the time there's turf wars and agitation between them, but cats can also get along with each other if they're properly socialized. Where we're seeing these two cards come out in the reverse, the potential for this could be there. But just like how cats have a difficult time socializing, if the person doing the socializing doesn't know what they're doing, for example, that things could go very well, or you could have lifelong enemies from that situation. The Queen of Strays is kind of like that Queen of Wands energy, and has charmed all of these people to her way of being. Charmed all of those other cats so that they're all staying together in that living situation. And two, with these cats enjoying drinks together, the Three of Cups is an excellent card for friendships. So I think the potential for that is present. But we're waiting for the key to unlock that situation. And what we see here is we've got the Queen of Strays over here on this card. We have the three cats over here on this card. So it's going to take the four of you coming together to unlock the friendship. That's cool. That's really cool, Cancer. And we have the Wheel of Fortune coming out upright. So that kind of putting the capstone on that part of the reading. So that the next events that we'll be moving into will come after that. We have the Queen. So the Queen is a little bit like the Empress. We see all these thought bombs. Could even be like the Queen of Swords, actually. There's a few different ways you could interpret this because she is wearing this very domestic garment. It looks like she's about to prepare food, but then again, with the weaponry on the card, it could be very similar to the Queen of Swords. Showing up here in the upright, and both of these cards showing these feminine energies, or passive energies, rather. There's like a dark undertone to them. Like you can see her skeleton showing through. There's this chain that maybe she's being restricted. We have this other person who then is releasing either dangerous ideas or some kind of weaponry. So some underlying ideas here about the struggles that you go through specifically through being passive. Because of course I don't. That was a loud crack. That was just my shoulder. I'm fine. I don't read gender into the cards like that. Because we have another capstone Wheel of Fortune at the end of the reading too. And these are theoretical events, it looks like, because all of these cards are coming out reversed. We have the Magician, this very cute magician card with all of the different tools, that infinite source energy being bestowed on that person. We have Father Sleep reversed. So the Magician is Mercury energy and moves very fast. Father Sleep is Saturnian energy and moves very slow. So we have this contrast showing up between the fast-moving energy and the slow-moving energy, the young and the old perhaps as well. Hi, Savannah. Thank you so much for coming. It's good to see you this evening. We also have the Strength card and the Day card in reverse. So it might take discipline to work on things during the day or to work on things at a certain time of day. That's kind of how I see this. That parts of this time are going to be very productive, and then parts of it you need to use them for rest because that's when things are going to be going slowly. And so in this particular case where we have the L'Espérance iteration of the Strength card coming out with the Day card, and all of these cards are in the reverse. So they're kind of contingent. There's some contingencies here. Like you're going to have this change in fortune that allows these things to come in, but you are still going to have to take the action, Cancer, to put yourself out there. And there is, so now I'm looking at these two versions of this passive energy, the Queen here and the Empress here, in the context of this Two of Swords and a choice having been made. And the choice that you would have made, Cancer, in the past was how to reconcile with yourself that passive energy. Are you going to shoot it off as thought bombs, or are you going to allow it to ensnare you and eat you alive? And all of you are going to have made different choices because it's a general reading. So that is probably why a lot of this stuff is showing up as more theoretical. You're going to have to put yourself out there. But there are these two changes in fortune that are going to facilitate that. So there's going to be this one that comes in first, and then that other chain of events can unfold, and then this one coming in later. So I think that is going to conclude the Cancer reading for this evening. That seems like maybe it was a little bit short, a little to the short side. Every once in a while they might be shorter, and sometimes they're longer. When did I start? Yeah, so that was like maybe not even 15-minute reading. But I feel like I said all I needed to say, so that's what's important. So next, I'm going to be reading for the sign of Scorpio. And Scorpio if you have an intention that you've set for this reading, I invite you to go ahead at this time and focus on that. Meditate upon it. Just allow it to kind of, oh, hi, Em. Thank you so much for coming. It's good to see you. Just kind of allow your thoughts to wander around that subject matter so that you can let all of the associated thoughts rise up to the surface. And kind of percolate around in there. Is everyone having a good week? Anyone have fun plans for Halloween? Scorpio Halloween birthday plans, by any chance? Okay. right, Scorpio. Let me write down your timestamp. And I'm going to have some of my soda. Diet Dr. Pepper is a superior beverage choice. That's just my opinion. It's my opinion. All right. So, face down on the deck, we've got the Albright. So, behind all of this is this omnipotent power. The Albright could be seen as a personification of light, divine power. Let's see if the Albright is showing up with anyone. Oh, the Eight of Cups is here, but not any individuals. So I'm going to flip the deck over now and start reading from the other side, just because I feel like doing that. We have this card by Micah Ulrich. I don't know all of the artists, but I'm a fan of this guy's work. Somebody who is spending their leisure time in pursuit of vices, perhaps. Could be in philosophy very opposed to this energy. The Albright and the divine in general don't really concern themselves with our earthly pursuits like that. I know that's going to upset some people to hear. We have the hole in the reverse. So maybe digging oneself out of a hole, coming out of a depressive era where you had relied on substances to some extent to get you through. We have strength in the Six of Wands, so this would be a victory for you. Six of Wands, fire sign energy, and the Strength card is Leo's card in the tarot. So your elemental oppositional energy and a fellow fixed sign. So we have some people showing up. Sometimes these energies are very linked to each other. Sometimes they're kind of separate. Sometimes they represent people in your life. So let's just kind of go through them and talk about what they could be. We have the Seven of Bells reversed and the Mellified Man. This is the card in the thumbnail this week. I actually have my copy of the King in Yellow right here because I had the quotes for the beginning. So this ties in a lot of different ideas. The Mellified Man, of course, having imbued oneself with honey in order to sacrifice oneself and make oneself into medicine for others to use. The seven bells, to me, represent the seven voices and represents the infinite power of Source in a different form. So sometimes it's represented by the infinity symbol that lemnis get in the deck. And I choose to see this card that way as well. We have these two figures down at the bottom, almost as though they're accounting the bells, doing the accounting, because it doesn't look like they're performing or that they're ringing the bells. It looks like they're taking stock in them. I'm going to put the mellified man in reverse over with the all bright. There could be some way in which you are being asked to sacrifice yourself, perhaps to become a conduit for greater power, Scorpio. We have the Page of Cups in the reverse here. So this is an offer. And it could be an offer that is being rejected by you, or that you're making the offer and the other party is rejecting it. Or that you had expected an offer and one has not materialized yet. The next is the Page of Wands. So there's a lot of enthusiasm here about this situation and about the beginning. And because the Page of Wands is showing up as the page rather than like, we're not getting like the Ace of Wands energy or anything. We're getting like a concrete court card person coming through. This could be somebody who's very young and enthusiastic and supportive of you. Potentially, it could be if you have a child who's very supportive of your endeavors. We have then the last card that's coming out kind of with the cards that could be people is the Magician. And these reversals that there's like potential there for these things to come in, but for whatever reason they're maybe being held back, or that you're holding yourself back, which is kind of what I see here with this mellified man showing up reversed. And I did put that right there with the all bright as well, because I think those situations are connected. Remember that you have divine source energy all around you that you can tap into, even if your manifestations don't always come to fruition. Scorpio, doesn't mean that they're not working. In fact, for some of you, this Page of Wands could be a child, and you've turned down an offer because it would not benefit your child. So that's possible. Page of Wands could be a partner, potentially, if they're very I guess I don't want to use the word childlike, but people who are young for their age too. That could be a possibility. So obviously, like, gotta be careful about that. I don't, because I'm not attracted to people who are that young. But I'm a mom and I think about that a lot. All right, so the next upright card that we have coming through is going to be this Seven of Wands. So there being a situation that you have built yourself up. We did have that Six of Wands come out earlier in the reading. So this is going to be the progression from that victory to then, because you are elevated above others, they observe you, they judge you, they try to tear you down. We have the Eight of Sausages and the Eight of Tentacles coming out reversed in advance of that time. So there's these theoretical, there's also a Death card reversed coming out with these. So there's a transformation, and you're going to feel simultaneously trapped by it, and that it is bringing in closure and an ending that is needed. But this is very theoretical. I think the change, the catalyst for this situation, is going to have to come from you. And it might be that instead of making an offer, what needs to happen is that you take action. And that's what you're being advised to do. And where we have the Magician coming out reversed, they're saying don't use any more of your energy on manifestation, use it on action. Because this transformation does have the potential then to elevate you above your peers. Now we have another ending showing up reversed in this period. So there's a lot, it looks like, in the not too distant future. And because of this transformation, remember from the beginning, that there's a lot of things that need to come to an end. We do have the Queen of Cups and the King of Coins coming out together. Comfort and stability are coming up. Queen of Cups and King of Coins could also be a couple. These could be parents. These could be acquaintances as well. They could be potential options for love or for business or friendship relationships. But I think that in order for them, well, no, these cards are coming out upright. So these people will stand by you, Scorpio, regardless. This could also be you showing up as the Queen of Cups, hydrated and unbothered. And a lot of eighth house energies showing up reversed. So, because that is your native house, there might be a lot going on right now for you going into your birthday season where you're bringing things to an end. Gosh, there is a lot. Okay, so we have the Hawk Moth card also coming out, which is a little bit like a death card. In that we have those death head moths on there. It's kind of like, sorry. Carries the spirit. And of course, goes through this metamorphosis transformation. Seals itself in a cocoon. And for all intents and purposes is completely liquefied and reformed as a moth. We have this mirror of introspection. So you are seeing yourself very accurately at this time, Scorpio. And that I think all of these things that I have mentioned about, like, bringing certain things to an end or certain closures coming through, and those things kind of being like part of the landscape at this time, that the potential is there for a lot of these things to end. I think you probably already see that and see where that can take place because you are Scorpio, master of transformations. We have another world card coming out reversed too. That's Saturnian and elemental earth energy. We have the high priestess coming out. So a lunar energy. We did just have the full moon in Aries last night as of my doing this reading. The high priestess could be tied to this hawk moth energy too, that there's a evolution going on within your etheric body that is leading you to secret knowledge and new information. And we have a couple of death cards coming out. There's going to be a false start of some kind on a journey toward transformation. We have this Queen of Cups again coming out, sandwiched in between. So you are really... Sorry, I didn't mean to bump the microphone. You're really coming out in this Queen of Cups energy in the reading, Scorpio. You don't have to be a woman to be in that Queen of Cups energy. It's a very nurturing energy, like the mom friend, right? Maybe a lot of time you're the mom friend. The Queen of Cups here also has the number 13 associated with her, which is the same number as the death card. And then finally we have this transformation coming through, and by the time it comes through, it's so icy cold you can hardly believe it. Notice also that this is a close-up of Death riding on the horse, so mobility might have been an issue in this particular situation. And you see this card where the person is far away from the castle and has to cover that distance. We have the Ace of Wands reversed. I'll kind of deal with all of these cards together. Hi, Juliana. Yeah, I'm going to be doing the live streams later in the evening because I feel like people are more able to tune in at this time. Thank you so much for coming. It's good to see you. So we have Ace of Wands reversed, surrendering of power. We have the last round, which is a similar color scheme to this other card, the Ace of Wands. The last round is kind of like a penultimate card. So this could be like the Judgment card too, but also has a lot to do with transformations. But we have the Five of Cups and the Ten of Wands, so burdens and disappointments coming through at this time as well. That it gets really down to the wire and there's too many burdens and you feel powerless, and that's disappointing to you. There is a victory. So this card comes out upright. This is like the Chariot card, but here it's called the Battle. We have possible air sign energy showing up reversed with the Keeper of Swords. You would always hope that the person who's in charge of the artillery is on the up and up. But sometimes that's not necessarily the case. A lot of time people amass weapons because they have fringe ideologies that they want to defend. Indelibility. Something is baked into this situation from the very beginning of time. And it could just be this, I'm hearing like a lack of fairness too. The Keeper of Swords reversed, become a highwayman. The inevitability of having and not having might be part of it too. We have the Five of Wands, so there's competition. The Lovers, and this being kind of about transformation as well. You are really showing up with spooky energies in your reading this week, Scorpio. We're not even into Scorpio season yet. It is going to be intense this year, I bet. Finally, you get your magic ingredient, your lightning in a bottle. And then we have, to close out your reading, the Hanged Man in reverse with the Eight of Cups upright, that you are walking away into your role of divinity. So that is going to conclude the Scorpio reading for this week. And I'm going to move on now to the sign of Pisces. I do want to mention, though, at this point, that I do readings for the channel members. And I do scrying by element after each one of these general tarot videos. So because it's Monday, I'm going to be scrying using water in this glass bottle. If that interests you, you are cordially invited. But your presence here on the channel, whether you're watching, liking, sharing, subscribing, ringing the little bell so you know when I go live, or talking to me in the chat or the comments, all of those things are so greatly appreciated. Thank you. So, Pisces, how have you been? What have you been up to since we last saw each other? Have you been exercising as much as you like? Have you been wearing your favorite clothes? Sometimes we forget to wear our favorite clothes. We settle for the clothes that we just wear all the time because they're convenient. They come right out of the laundry basket, so warm and inviting. You just put them right back on, right? I understand. But especially this time of year when the seasons are changing, it's a good time to explore your wardrobe. What have you outgrown? Either outgrown the style, gotten larger, gotten smaller. And make sure that you're wearing your favorite clothes. If you have an intention for the reading at this time, Pisces, I invite you to focus on it and just let all of those ideas float through your mind. And now I am done shuffling the cards. Let's pick some out, shall we? I have to close my eyes so that I don't see the cards. Some ones off the top. Something like that. Okay. And I feel like just a random chunk of cards from right here in the middle. How much is that? Oh, that's a good stack. All right. Let me put down your timestamp. All right. And let's get into your reading. So we have the Five of Pentacles in the reverse. You are leaving behind scarcity mentality. This could come with travels. We have the Six of Swords and the Time Machine back to back. You might have extreme mobility at this time. You might be able to go and do things you never even dreamed of. You could even be in the space program right now. Excuse me. We have the Page of Curses coming out reversed with this card about traditions, the Hierophant analog. So Page of Curses is kind of like the Page of Swords in that it has to do with communication. So there might be things about traditional practices or the status quo or social morals that you have false information about. This could especially be true if you are traveling a lot to places that you never ever thought you would be able to travel to. And it could have to do with the things that you see as being separating yourself from scarcity mentality. We have the Hanged Man coming out. So there's going to be a period of stasis potentially coming up after that. Not necessarily that there won't be mobility, but possibly just that it could be something with customs. It could be something with immigration or something to do with a passport as well, because we do have all of that coming up with travel and the misinformation and all of those things coming out together. It looks like some travel difficulties. But because the Five of Pentacles comes out in the reverse in this case, I do think that you have help that you can rely upon. We have the Six of Pouncers coming out reversed. So we've got 2 pouncers here. We've got 7 pouncers here. We've got the pouncers here that you would use to soak up excess ink when you were writing or drawing. We have this guy who's pouncing on this other fellow for reasons we don't know. But this being in the reverse, you will not be taken advantage of. There might be a situation, though, where you have to tap into your savings. The Four of Pentacles reversed can also be holding on to things too tightly or not holding on to things tightly enough. But immediately after that, we have the Horizon, which is a reset of sorts. Sunrise, sunset, which allows for new planning. This is also coming through with like this blank slate kind of a card. So after the conclusion of that particular situation where you're traveling quite a bit, there's going to be a total reset period in which you can take part in planning for your own things. Okay, so I'll deal with these cards first, but we have the Publishing Goblin coming out with the King of Swords in reverse. There might be something about a creative job that was handled unfairly, maybe like a contract that wasn't very fair, but they're holding to it, or some other arbitration issue. King of Swords can be the Justice analog in the Minor Arcana, but would be more something that would go to arbitration and not something that would end up in a court of law necessarily. And this is coming through with like another Four of Pentacles reversed, an Eight of Pentacles reversed, the Devil card reversed, such that that situation might have cut you off from future or like longevity in that field and made it difficult for you to save money. And we do have this particularly strange version of the Devil coming out. So this is 14, but the Devil's usually 15 in the Major Arcana, right? So the Devil coming out reversed and then coming out in the upright. You're going to fight the good fight, but it's going to be very difficult to overcome. Sorry, I didn't mean to hit the mic. It's going to be very difficult to overcome this energy. I'm not going to say that you can't do it because this is a tarot reading and a general one at that. And you'll know what applies to you in this readings. And we still have a lot to get through. So just because this one particular thing didn't work out, this might even be a past situation that we're moving beyond. We have the Seven of Cups. So a bunch of different options opening up then when you're able to let that go. The Ten of Swords, the High Priestess, the Coronation card, and the Star are all coming out reversed. And then we kind of have the Two of Pentacles as an end cap for that. So this Two of Pentacles could be a business partnership It could be a balancing point. So a point at which everything kind of comes into balance for you. And that could be the fulcrum upon which this balances. So the High Priestess, for example, is somebody who has a lot of secret knowledge. When she's showing up reversed, it could be secrets coming out. But there's a balance and a duality there to that. There's the ebb and flow of the moon cycles that are also very tied to that High Priestess card. And she kind of sits between those two pillars of mercy and severity as that central conduit channel. So that coming out with this Ten of Swords, perhaps that there's an ending that needs to happen. There might be a secret that needs to be told, that needs to come out about something. And then, of course, we have the Coronation card and the Star card coming out reversed together. This might affect social standing. So sometimes I read the Star card because it's Aquarius's card in the major arcana, and so many of our hopes and dreams become fulfilled because of the connections that we're able to make. A lot of times I read the Star card also with some of the 11th house traits that would be associated with Aquarius. So that has to do with social media. It has to do with your social groups and circles. So there might have been, it's kind of like prom king or prom queen energy, that the potential is there for you to be crowned belle of the ball in your particular social group. But there's an ending that needs to happen. There's secrets that need to come out. And it could have to do with either a business partnership or bringing things in your life into balance. Because this King of Swords over here could also be about an unbalanced energy. This would be Libra in its detriment, in a declination, in the lower vibrations of Libra. No offense to any Libras who are watching, of course. We're just talking about different energies. Not saying that all Libras are bad. All right, so we're ending the reading with the Thing Among Reflections and the Happy Squirrel. Now, the Happy Squirrel has that infinite energy of the Creator to do whatever it sees fit. And a lot of times that means setting fires in the forest, right? And the Thing Among Reflections might be the specter of this danger. That you see signs all around you that there's something like this going on, but you can never quite pin it down. There's somebody who is not communicating because they are illiterate. Now, I say that not saying that they can't read and write necessarily, but we have the Three of Books here where this dog is trying to teach these turkeys how to write. And that's coming out with the Lenormand card for the letter, which is a message coming in, usually in written form. So what this could mean is that somebody doesn't have the expertise in a particular field to communicate with you effectively about a particular offer. And we have the Page of Swords and the King of Swords coming out with that as well. So the Page of Swords is gaining knowledge. King of Swords is somebody who has a very high level of knowledge. So if this is you, if it's like you need to write a grant, for example, that would be this kind of energy. I would recommend seeking out somebody who does that regularly, and among your friend group, and see if they would help you figure out the process. There's also a lot of tutorials and things available on YouTube, but because it's coming out as the Page of Swords and the King of Swords, both cards upright, specifically like this, and it's coming out with this card in the reverse. Don't worry about being a turkey. Don't worry about being perceived as dumb. I think whoever this King of Swords person is different from this other King of Swords. But potentially, for some of you, this could have been a situation where the creative company itself was who you were at odds with, and that the tension with this person, this King of Swords, was only there because of this particular association, and that can happen all the time. So that might be, for some of you, that you need to reach back out to that person, because they could be an excellent mentor for you in this particular situation. All right, Pisces. Well, that was quite a bit. Thank you so much to all of you for your support. Thank you for coming and participating in the live stream tonight for the water signs. So I'm gonna go grab a snack, and then I'm going to do the members water scrying live stream, and then I'll be back at 10 p.m. for the fire signs general tarot readings, because tomorrow I'm gonna go to the beach with my roommate, and we've been planning to do this for a long time. And you guys know that I love to spend time with my roommate on her day off, and she never knows until like Monday of that week when her day off is gonna be. So, thank you. And until next time. Oh, hi Jasmine. It's so good to see you. Until 10 p.m. I hope to see you then.